These are the hot dog pine cones Sid was dreaming of.
Pine cones! Oh my goodness, they're my favorite.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of...
What are you smoking?
And in today's video, we are going to be showing off a new smoker recipe that I cannot get out of my feed. Everyone has a personal Instagram, TikTok, news feed, whatever you want to call it. Well, mine is woodworking and barbecue. So, I cannot get away from this trend. I've seen so many videos. I'm not going to pinpoint one because there are so many videos talking about hot dog pine cones. So what's going on here is you go and get some hot dogs. I went with some all beef franks. I want to be fancy. And then you cut a crosshatch pattern into them. You can cut them vertically and horizontally and call them rattlesnake tails, or you can cut them in a crosshatch pattern and call them hot dog pine cones. To make these, it's as easy as cut them up and you cut them into quarters. I threw them in a pan, hit them with some mustard as a binder, and then throw on some seasoning. I recommend going with a sweeter seasoning because this is gonna end up in a more of a burnt end style, but I found this smoky brown sugar seasoning and I think that is the ticket for exactly what we're looking for today. So we're gonna do a brown sugar, throw these guys on the smoker for a few hours, pull them off, and then sauce them up with butter, brown sugar, and a sweet barbecue sauce. Then throw them back in the smoker to cook up a little bit more, get all icky, sticky, gooey, and delicious, and then we'll be done. So, we've got our pine cones all cut and ready. They don't look especially fancy yet, but once they're done, the hatches that we cut into there should spread it out and really expose a beautiful look. All right, we're gonna leave these puppies on a nice low smoke and we'll come back in a couple hours. All right, these puppies have been sitting here smoking for 2 hours. We're gonna throw them all back in the pan here and get them sauced up. Basically treating them like burnt ends from here. Yeah, that's what we wanted to see. A little pine cone. All right, I went ahead and added 6 tablespoons of butter, probably a 1/4 cup of honey, a handful or 2 of brown sugar, and then we topped it all with barbecue sauce. I went with a rich and creamy style barbecue sauce because I wanted my hot dog pine cones to be a little bit sweeter. If you want something with a little more spice, some more bite, some savoriness, go with a more savory or a spicier barbecue sauce and maybe use less brown sugar and honey. That's all up to you, but I want mine to be sweet and sticky when we get these guys out. All right, we're gonna take this, throw it back on the smoker, and give it a little zhuzh every 30 minutes to an hour or so until we get the super sticky stuff that we want. I'm gonna have mine at 250, but that's only because since the smoker was on, I'm doing a pork butt, and so we're gonna cook it at 250. It'll take longer. If you want it done sooner, you can put it up to 375 to do this finishing part. These guys have gotten dark and smoky, and it's time to finally try them. Because they cooked so long, they got more chewy, but they're pretty dark, so it may be hard to see on camera the crosshatch and the beauty of them. But these guys are going to be for a potluck. I'm going to be taking them too. So let's it's not bad. It's a little spicier than I expected. This brown sugar seasoning I was using, it's a brand new one that I've never used before. And so I was like, oh, brown sugar, it's gonna be a sweet, savory, not a sweet, spicy. It's definitely a more spicy barbecue saucy thing, but honestly, I'd eat the whole pan. So what would I change if I changed anything? I think the first and only thing I would actually change is rather than after I pulled them out and put them back in, I would use actually there's 2 things I'd change. Less sauce, less butter, less barbecue sauce, probably the same amount of honey. Brown sugar was great, but the other thing I would do is actually cook it hotter. So maybe put it in the oven rather than throwing it in the smoker. My smoker's going anyway for a pork butt that I'm in the process of cooking, so I just threw it in there with the pork butt at 225. So it took a lot longer, and so it gave more time to just sit there and soak up things and change the finished texture, whereas if I cooked it hotter, they're more likely to bloom like you would imagine, or like you may have seen in all of the TikTok trends that are going around right now. However, I'm not mad about this. I'm gonna be gladly, proudly serving this up at the potluck tomorrow. So let me know what barbecue trends or food trends you've been seeing, recipes, things like that. Send them our way. Send it to us on Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Feel free to send us messages of like, hey, you should check this out, you should send it, you should try this. Send your recipes our way. We'll be happy to try them out as well. Maybe even put a little bit of our own spin on it. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I already told you to comment. And check us out on all of our social media. It'll be listed right over here. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!